show that x equals radical 5 is a zero of this polynomial, and use that result to find all zeros of the polynomial. First, note that this polynomial has all rational coefficients. That means that if x equals radical 5 is a zero, then its conjugate, negative radical 5, is also a zero. Rephrasing this in terms of factors, if x equals radical 5 is a zero, then x minus radical 5 is a factor. And if x equals negative radical 5 is a zero, then x plus radical 5 is a factor. Multiplying this out, we have x squared minus 5. So if x equals radical 5 is a zero, then x squared minus 5 must divide into our polynomial evenly. So let's go and set up a long division to test that. We take x squared minus 5 divided into our polynomial, x to the fourth plus x cubed minus 7x squared minus 5x plus 10. We have our long division set up, and now we'll go through our three-step process for dividing. Divide, multiply, subtract. So first we divide. That is, we take the leading term, x to the fourth, divided by the leading term of the divisor. X to the fourth divided by x squared is x squared. Next we multiply. X squared times x squared minus 5 gives us x to the fourth minus 5x squared. Next we subtract. That is, we take the row that we just found and subtract that from the top row. X to the fourth subtract x to the fourth will cancel. Nothing is being subtracted from x cubed, so we'll just carry that along. Negative 7x squared subtract negative 5x squared is negative 2x squared. Nothing is being subtracted from these last two terms, and so we'll just bring those down also. That takes care of the subtraction. We go back and divide again. X cubed divided by x squared is x. And then multiplying, x times x squared minus 5 is x cubed minus 5x. And then we subtract. X cubed subtract x cubed will cancel. Nothing is being subtracted from the negative 2x squared, so that'll stay. Negative 5x subtract negative 5x will cancel. Nothing is being subtracted from the 10, so that will stay. Then we divide again. Negative 2x squared divided by x squared is negative 2. Multiplying, negative 2 times x squared minus 5 gives us negative 2x squared plus 10. And then if we subtract, negative 2x squared subtract negative 2x squared will cancel. 10 subtract 10 cancels to give us a remainder of 0, and that's good. That says that x squared minus 5 went into our polynomial evenly, and that confirms that x equals radical 5 and x equals negative radical 5 are zeros. But we want to find all zeros, so we still have this quotient to deal with. We want to know when x squared plus x minus 2 is equal to 0. We can factor this as x plus 2 times x minus 1. And then setting each factor equal to 0, we get x equals negative 2 and x equals positive 1. This was a degree 4 polynomial, and we found 4 answers. X equals radical 5, x equals negative radical 5, x equals negative 2, and x equals positive 1. We have 4 zeros for a degree 4 polynomial, and so we know we found all the zeros.